4 ways to find the value of a company before investing. So, hi, hello, this is Ganesh Santur, your stock market profit coach and author of the book One Page Stock Market Plan. And you can just get it in Amazon. So, hi, help in multiplying your money by investing in stock market. And today's topic is all about 4 ways to find the value of a company before investing in it. So, because this is more essential, because most of the people doesn't do this and they just go based on speculative returns, they lose their money. But instead, if you're looking at the fundamentals and if you're expecting the investment returns to multiply, you need to check all these 4 things, because at least even one of these things changes means automatically it means there is a depreciation in value and the stock will decline and you can exit the stock. Okay, so the first thing is the growth. And most of the companies during the growth period, you will feel that the stock keeps growing and there is no competition, and this is one of the essential things for investing in a stock. The best examples are the Nestle, Britannia, Bajaj Finance kind of stocks, even Asia Motors. All these had a huge boom period in the last 5 to 7 years, and the stock kept moving because fundamentally there was no competition for Nestle or Britannia, and they were in the premium segment in that, and the margins were huge, and the return on equity, the return on capital, and everything has been. It become a growth engine for the company during the timeline, and automatically the stock started becoming a growth stock. There was a huge momentum, and all the people who invested in these companies had created wealth like anything in the last 5 to 7 years. Okay, the second point is the risk factor. And what will happen, because there may be a huge advantage for the company while investing, but over a period of time, if it becomes a if the risk is increasing means automatically you should the value of the company will decline like anything. The best example is Future Retail, the big bazaar. If you look across India, they are establishing shops, and they were almost like behemoth, almost like Walmarts of India, right? Because Kishore Biani had the already started Pantaloons, he sold off, and again he started Big Bazaar in a different format for retail people, and it's almost like they were capturing in almost all across South India and Gujarat and all these places. They were setting up shops and they are going like anything. But the only problem is he was building up the company based on debts, huge debts, and it's a huge risk factor. Any company with debts will have a huge risk factor. But if you look at the other option, the DMart, it was almost like they were able to set up the shop almost online with on par with Walmart of US, and they were almost the big shops, and they didn't budge, they didn't change, and they were able to do that on a regular basis all across, and they're slowly establishing all across India. And from the time they got listed, they're able to increase the sales and revenue as usual. Apart from COVID times, DMart is one company based on the because of the business acumen, the risk is still not there. Whereas when it comes to Future Retail, the risk had almost eaten up the company, and now it is in a tussle of war between Reliance and Amazon. So that is the kind of thing you should look at before. Now the value of DMart is totally different, whereas the value of Future Retail is totally different because of the risk factor associated, which increased in between, right? Hope you are able to understand the difference. And the third point is the return on capital. Say you are investing a lakh, and how much return you are able to get out of it. If you are able to make 15% profit, it's a well and good across the world and even in India. So if you're able to make more than that, it's really well and good. Certain companies like Pidilite, consistently they are able to make 20 to 30%, and based on whatever market condition, because that is the kind of business they are in, and they are into chemicals, they are growing aggressively, and they are getting into industrial segments, retail segments, as well as every areas whatever they can, they are expanding, and that is the kind of company you should have in your portfolio. The return on capital is huge. So if you are able to find return on capital in excess of 15 and in excess of 20, don't leave that kind of company. And most importantly, if they are able to maintain their momentum, and that is where you should be there, right? So, and because if you are having return on capital, the free cash flow will always increase. So that is the kind of company you should never ignore, because if a company is generating cash flow, it means that the business model is good, and cash flow is a lifeline. Cash flow is a lifeline for any company, and consistently if it is growing year on year, and that is the kind of company you should stay invested. And finally, the fourth point is the competitive advantage, or the biggest, called as economic moat. Is this company having the economic moat even right now? For example, Maruti in four-wheeler, still they are the brand to reckon with. Nobody is there, and any new company can come in, but they are going to eat up the shares of all the rest of the companies, but not Maruti. Maruti share hasn't come down, and in the mass segment between the 2 lakhs to almost 10 to 14 lakhs, they have the cars, and that is a mass segment across India. People are buying cars, and still they are growing. So that is the kind of company you should always look at investing for yourself. And the but are they having the competitive advantage? Is the economic mode still there? Yes, but if you look at the economic advantage right now, people, if they are not spending, the sales will come down, but the shares of cars is going to be there. But when it comes to another company, let's take for example of Eicher Motors, because the company has grown between 2010 to 20. That is a decade where almost Eicher Motors got reinvented, I can say, because from nowhere the company started doing extremely good, and slowly during the boom period, the stock market performance was also extraordinary, because the business performance was also extraordinary, because people are able to afford the bike. But going forward in the next few years, they are expanding to the rural areas, because from urban they are getting into the rural areas, because that is where people's sales started picking up in the last couple of years. But right now, looking at the current COVID situation, will they be having the economic mode? Maybe yes, but the competitive advantage has gone down, because instead of people buying a new bike which is very costly around 1.5 lakhs, instead people will go for a bike which is basic, maybe Hero Honda, maybe the Bajaj, because that is in the range which is totally different, right? So less than a lakh and more than 1.5 lakhs, there is a huge price difference between this bike and that bikes. So maybe the competitive advantage for the next couple of quarters or a year, the company may lose, but it will come back, and this is a short term blip in this. So but should you sell Asian Motors right now just because of that? If you're a long term investor, you should try to find a situation where when the market is stock price is declining, you can keep adding yourself. If you're a long term investor, keep holding. But if you're somebody valuing a stock at this moment, if you're entering, better to wait and enter in Acer Motors, because you will get a better price to better value to enter. So right now we analyze the 4 points, ways to value a stock. The first one is the growth momentum. Is the stock growing? Is the company growing year on year? And the second most important, what is the risk factor which is rising up? And the third point is the return on capital. Is the company generating free cash flow year on year, quarter on quarter, which is more essential? And finally, the competitive advantage of the company. Is it still there? It can start, but is it still there? Is it still growing? And because certain retail, as I said about future retail, they had lost the mojo, because new they had huge debts, and they couldn't survive, and they lost, and the company was sold to other Reliance had bought, Reliance Retail has bought Future Retail. So that is the kind of situations it can happen. Any company can get in. So watch all these 4 points before valuing a company, because once you value these companies based on these 4 points, automatically your investment returns will multiply, and you don't need to worry in stock market. But if you're based on speculative returns, this stock can grow in the next couple of quarters, means maybe in the few quarters you will lose your company, you will lose your returns, and eventually you will lose your money. So share please share this video with your friends if you feel this is one of the good video to share, because if your friends are looking at stock market as a gambling, this video can change the perspective of the people, because 4 important factors everyone can gauge it, and this is an entry point. And if you want to learn more, please click the stock market webinar link provided in the description, so that you can attend that webinar for free. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you.